الجزائر التي انتصرت بالأمس على الاستعمار تواصل بكل ثقة درب انتصاراتها بفضل أبنائها وبناتها الأوفياء لعهد الشهداء الأبرار. أتوجه بالتحية إلى الجيش الوطني الشعبي وكل الأسلاك الأمنية والمرابطون على الحدود دفاعاً عن أرضنا الطاهرة، والساهرين على حماية أجوائنا ومشارفنا البحرية، والمستعدين لبذل النفس والنفيس والتضحية من أجل الحفاظ على وديعة الشهداء الأمجاد والدفاع عن الجمهورية ومكتسباتها. عقيدة الجيش الوطني الشعبي سليل جيش التحرير عقيدته الدفاعية، وعلى أن سلاحه موجه حصرا للدفاع عن الجزائر وحماية سيادتها الوطنية إلى جانب المساهمة في إحلال الأمن والسلم الدوليين.
A silent giant awakens. A single country in North Africa quietly builds one of the most powerful armies in the Arab world. And now, even Israel and Western powers are thinking twice before touching it. The Libya Lesson. After watching what happened to Libya in 2011, Algeria decided never to let the same thing happen to it. In Libya, NATO forces attacked and removed the government within weeks. Algeria saw how Western countries could control or destroy weaker states. That event changed everything. From that moment, Algeria began a long plan to make sure no one could ever invade or bomb it. It started building one of the most advanced armies in Africa. It wanted to be strong enough that even the most powerful nations would think twice before acting against it.
Algeria that wants to build a democratic system that meets the aspirations of its people.
The memorial emblem, or the poppy as it is called in other climes, is a significant part of the Armed Forces Remembrance Day celebration.
Algeria's main focus was to build a military that does not depend on the West. Many Arab countries buy American or European weapons, but those weapons come with limits. The United States, for example, can restrict or turn off systems that they sell. Egypt, a close US partner, faces these limits with its F-16 fighter jets, which cannot operate freely without permission. Algeria studied these cases carefully. It understood that true independence means building a defense system that no foreign country can control. The wall in the sky.
The Republic, Session 217. And right there, among several other things, the armed forces is to defend the territorial integrity of Nigeria.
Today, Algeria's skies are among the most protected in Africa. Its radar systems can detect incoming threats long before they reach the border. Israeli or Western fighter jets cannot surprise Algeria like they did in Iraq or Syria. This has made Algeria the only Arab country that Israel cannot attack easily. Military experts from several international defense journals agree that Israel would face serious losses if it ever tried. The cost would be too high. This level of deterrence gives Algeria something priceless: respect, an army born from resistance. Algeria's military strength is not just about weapons. It is about planning, training, and unity. The Algerian army has more than 350,000 active soldiers. These men and women are trained to defend every inch of their country. Algeria also has millions of trained reservists who can join the army if needed. Almost every Algerian family has someone who served in the military, so the sense of discipline runs deep. The army is one of the most respected institutions in the nation. It is not just a force of war, It is part of Algeria's identity. The country also has a rich history of resistance. Algeria fought a long and painful war for independence from France. That struggle lasted for 8 years, from 1954 to 1962, and cost over 1 million Algerian lives. It left a deep mark on the people. The lesson they learned was simple: freedom is priceless, and it must be protected. This is why Algerians are ready to defend their land no matter what. Their army was born from the spirit of that resistance, and that same spirit lives on today. Fueling the arsenal. Money plays a big part in Algeria's military power. The country is one of the biggest oil and gas producers in Africa. When global energy prices rose, Algeria used the extra income to buy more advanced equipment. It now spends billions every year to modernize its forces. In 2026, Algeria approved its largest defense budget ever, around $24.6 billion US. That is more than any other African country. The government says this budget is necessary because of the growing danger in nearby regions like Mali, Niger, and Libya. But there is also another reason: to keep the balance of power in the region in its favor. A cold rivalry, Morocco and Israel. Algeria's neighbors notice its rise. Morocco, for example, is a long-time rival. Both countries have had border tensions since the 1960s. When Morocco normalized ties with Israel in 2020, it caused anger in Algeria. Algerian leaders saw it as a threat because Israel could now operate close to Algerian territory. In response, Algeria cut off relations with Morocco and increased its military readiness. It also strengthened its alliance with Russia and China. This balance of power has now created a silent standoff across North Africa. Many analysts say it is a cold rivalry that keeps both sides alert and prepared. Air power and hidden bases. The Algerian Air Force is one of the strongest in Africa. It operates more than 70 Su-30 MKA fighters, which can fly long distances and carry heavy weapons. These planes can strike ground targets or fight in the sky. Algeria also flies MiG-29M jets and has been negotiating with Russia to get Su-57 stealth fighters in the future. The country's pilots train in joint exercises with Russia, learning the newest combat techniques. Algerian air bases are built deep inside the country to protect them from surprise attacks. Some are hidden in mountains and have underground storage for jets and missiles. The Iron Army. Its land forces are also powerful. Algeria owns hundreds of modern tanks, including the Russian T-90. These tanks are equipped with advanced night vision, automatic fire systems, and strong armor. The army also uses many types of armored vehicles made locally in Algerian factories. The Wall in the Sky, Part 2. One of Algeria's biggest strengths is its air defense system. These are medium-range weapons that protect cities and army bases from enemy aircraft, helicopters, and drones. Together, these systems form multiple layers of defense, like a wall in the sky. Even if one system misses, another can shoot down the target. This makes Algeria almost impossible to strike from the air without facing heavy losses. The geography of power. Another factor that helps Algeria is its geography. The country is massive, the largest in Africa, and most of its land is open desert. The return of influence. Algeria's growing power also affects international politics. Western countries, especially France, are not happy about its close ties with Russia and China. France used to have strong influence in Algeria, but that influence has faded. Algeria now sells its gas to Europe on its own terms. It does not allow Western military bases on its soil. It also supports Palestine strongly and rejects normalization with Israel. Peace through strength. Even with all this power, Algeria rarely threatens others. Its policy is defensive. It wants respect, not war. Algerian leaders often say their goal is peace through strength. They believe that if you are strong, no one will dare to attack you. This belief guides their actions. The country stays focused on protecting its borders, maintaining stability, and keeping foreign interference out. But at the same time, Algeria's rise is changing the balance of power in North Africa and the Mediterranean, the threats of tomorrow. But Algeria knows that the world around it is changing fast. New threats are emerging, more subtle, more unpredictable. To the south, the Sahel is sinking deeper into instability. Armed groups, some linked to ISIS and Al-Qaeda, operate along the borders of Niger and Mali. Algeria understands that if these regions collapse, the threat could quickly spill over its own borders. Algeria's secret projects. Far from the spotlight, Algeria is quietly developing programs that few African nations can even imagine. The Algerian army is also working on a 100% homegrown drone program. These aircraft, designed in collaboration with engineers trained in Russia and China, are expected to carry out precision strikes without depending on any foreign technology. Another project, even more secretive, is said to involve the creation of an electronic warfare shield, a network capable of jamming enemy communications, disrupting hostile radars, and protecting critical infrastructure from cyber attacks. Finally, according to several industrial sources, Algeria is preparing the development of its first domestically designed submarine to be built partly in its own military shipyards. All of this reflects one clear ambition: never to depend on anyone again. To become a self-sufficient military power capable of producing, repairing, and modernizing its own arsenal. Some analysts even speak of an Algerian doctrine of secrecy, a strategy built on showing just enough strength to deter while hiding enough to surprise when the time comes. The shift begins. A silent transformation is underway. While the world looks elsewhere, toward Ukraine, Gaza, and Asia, a fortress has risen in North Africa. Algeria no longer watches history happen. It is preparing to shape it. The question now is not whether Algeria can defend itself, but whether the world is ready for what comes next. If you found this video interesting, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Your support helps us bring you more simple and powerful stories from around the world. See you in the next video.